Normally, I want to pause here for a second. A lot of Tinies at this point in the game will try to focus on farming. Actually, me myself, I love playing Tiny. And at this point, if I don't see anything to do, I just farm, right? But the one difference I see here with what Crit's doing in this game is that he actually got a smoke for himself. And he's going to use this smoke after 10 minutes because he's got level 7 to create himself a little bit more tempo before he starts farming for his Blink Dagger. If you like our content, please do like and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click the notification button below so you will be notified when a new video will be released. Alright guys, today we got something really cool. It's actually Crit, the EG God position 4 player playing Tiny. I think this hero has got a lot of hype recently because of the whole, fighting meta and how getting kills early on mid-game can snowball you. Plus, Tiny is a really good hero at killing supports off, and I feel like that's a very important thing right now in the current meta, where supports have a lot of impact in the team fights. And if you have a hero like Tiny, who can just go to the backline with their blink and try to kill people, then you can put a lot of pressure on them. And in this game, we have Crit. He's gonna be off lane with the Timbersaw, and he's playing against an Axe support and a Venomancer position 1 because they actually saw the Timber is going to go off lane and they try to counteract. So Tiny is very simple at the start. You just go with Boots. Boots is like the #1 way to build this hero. He needs movement speed so he can run in and cast his skills, or else he's just going to get kited. 9 out of 10 times he would go toss level 1 because it allows you to displace the opponent and get them out of position. And you can see in the early laning stage, like he just start Boots, Tangles, and he'll bring some clarities to him. So he has some mana regen. You don't need to start clarities first because you're more likely to use your HP more than your mana before you need to pop a clarity. So here the Timber is just getting chased down by the Axe and the Venomancer on wave 1. Your job as a Tiny normally is to just try and give your offlaner as much XP as he can and stop the enemy from getting pulls off. So here there's a double wave coming into the Timber now, and Crit immediately goes into the jungle area to make sure that the enemy can't pull. Because normally when the lane is pushing out, the opponent's support is going to try to pull, and Crit is ready there to stop the pulling from happening. And here he just tosses the Axe away so that he's going to stop harassing him, and this is going to give some more space for the Timber to be able to farm under the tower. And he's just providing like a protection for the Timber side. If the support follows the position 3, then Crit will also follow the support and make sure that he's not punishing the offlaner too hard. Obviously Timber not that strong level 1, and Veno acts as a really strong combo, so they're kind of struggling in this lane. But Crit's doing the best that he can at the moment to try and absorb as much pressure as he can, so that the Timbersaw will be able to get a few last hits or some experience here. And the Timbersaw does die because the immense amount of pressure that coming off from this bottom lane. So as soon as, the wave was already killed off, Timber TP's back. Now he's full health, full mana, he's okay. And Crit's like, okay, I'm just going to go back to base, heal up. And you can see here, he's going for Tranquil Boots right away. Tranquil Boots is must item on Tiny. You can go Mana Boots, but it's not that good. You rather have the movement speed. And the way that you get mana on this hero is you just keep spamming clarities and you have your magic stick. Like, this hero is very mana sensitive, but if you just keep spamming clarities, he's going to be okay. And you're normally not really using your spells to farm in the early game. Maybe in the mid game you are to farm your blink, but not in the early game. So here you see the Tiny just toss in the Axe onto the Timbersaw, pretty much making him out of position and allowing the Timber to get the kill on him. And this is what you're doing during the laning stage, right? You're just trying to be annoying to the enemy support, either tossing him into your creep wave or your offlaner, or just stopping the support from pulling the camps. And when you have Boots and the enemy support is like kind of slow, Axe is a bit tanky, but like something weaker like an Oracle, you can just keep chasing him, hitting him, tossing him in the air, hitting him in between the toss, and that's going to be really annoying for other position 5s. And you can see here, he's not trying to leech too much XP. He's trying to give as much solo XP as he can to a Timber. Most of the XP that he got in this lane is when he had to help the Timber to peel off the position 5 support, which was the Axe, right? Here, he's just dragging the creep wave in front of his tower, so his Timber can have an easier time getting experience than having to lane down here where the Veno can chase him down with the Gale. So whatever you can do to try and net your position 3 some XP or farm, that's what you should do. And when the enemy support goes out of position, you can just use your toss. Level 2, he skills Avalanche. Level 3, he skills Avalanche again. With Tiny, you're always going to max out your Avalanche first, because how toss works is if you Avalanche someone and then you toss them, it actually does double the damage. Like if you Avalanche and toss them right away, it'll do double the damage. So you're going to want your Avalanche to be maxed out so you can do as much damage as possible. Not a lot of people actually know that. So here, Avalanche does 3x damage to units being tossed. I mean, the 3x is like not really accurate. I think it's more like double more than anything else. It's really a weird spell, but it's how it's been since like Dota 1 days actually. So here, if we go back and just take a quick look here, now that the lane is pushed out and Timbersaw is already going back to base, he knows there's not much he can do in the bottom lane, and he doesn't want to die here if he stays against the Venom, so he's trying to look for opportunities to catch people or try to get some vision up and maybe make a rotation onto the mid lane or something. Normally, what would happen is, if your offlaner is doing really well in the offlane, then you can just leave him there all by himself at the tiny and start roaming, because this toss spell is really annoying to deal with. You can just run in, click the avalanche on them, and then toss them back to your mid laner, putting them out of position and allowing your mid laner either to kill them or just do a lot of damage. You can see here, he's got Tranquil Boots. He's chasing this OD down. This OD only has regular boots. The slow from the sniper is enough. Then he tosses them back to the sniper, and look how he gets the kill. The reach from Tiny is absolutely insane. So if you're playing position 4, like how Crit's doing, he can just run between these two lanes and make a lot of plays happen. Now he knows the Timber is level 3, he's gonna be okay, and bottom is really hard to deal with the Venom. So he's actually roaming away from that lane because he knows he can't accomplish anything bottom anymore. So after the kill mid, he clarities up, goes to the top lane, and every time you use your combo, you can just click one clarity to go back to full on your mana, and as soon as he goes from the back, he gets the toss out onto the Lesh, putting him out of position. He's got follow up from the Monkey King. They're gonna get this Lesh, and now the Earthshaker is also a little bit out of position, and the next toss is gonna be in 3 seconds. You can just toss your ally onto this Earthshaker like that, and he's just gonna kill him. And that was actually so beautiful, right? This rotation from bottom to mid, since he couldn't do anything against the Venom, netted him a kill on the OD, and then the rotation back to top, going from behind, netted him 2 more kills on the top lane. And when you're playing Tiny, like, you want to go from behind. You want to find all the angles where you can go from behind the opponent where they are, and then you can toss them to your teammate. So here he's going bottom with the Invis. Now he's behind the Venom again, and he can just toss him back to the sniper just like that, and boom, another kill on the position 1. So good. He rotated from bottom to mid to top, and then back to bottom again. And meanwhile, while he's doing all his rotations, after he makes a play, he always pops a clarity right away to get full mana, and he keeps buying clarities non-stop, right? So that he makes sure that he always has mana for a combo. At max, both first and second skill, you only need 240 mana to use both of your skills together. So in the early game, you don't really need to do the Avalanche toss combo. It's much better to just toss someone back to your teammate if possible, and then Avalanche them on top of your teammate. Later in the game, when you have higher levels of Avalanche, it's most likely better to just Avalanche and then instantly toss them on top of the Avalanche, so it does double the damage. But here, he just combos the Venomancer. He doesn't even need to toss him back because he will get bursted no matter what, rotating back to bottom. And you can see his positioning on the map. He's always playing in a very aggressive position, trying to apply some pressure bottom and not going top. If he goes top, it's a lot more difficult to kill them at this point, especially after the tier 1 tower has died top lane. And here he realizes, like, his teammate Monkey King is going top and dying, and he doesn't really like that a carry keeps going rotating top. Maybe he feels that nobody else is like taking this farm, and that's why the carry keeps going there. And I imagine Crit would actually decide to go there in a little while. But first he's gonna sit mid. He just sees that there's not really much other opportunities on the minimap to like make any plays happen, so he's just gonna use his time to maybe get some XP. He sees an Earthshaker who actually walked down the river, so he stuns him and tosses him back into the range creep, almost getting that kill on him. Actually, the assassinate will kill him off. And just like that, in 9 minutes, he's already netted his team 7 kills after having a very, very difficult laning stage. And this is why Tiny's so good, because he's so good at making plays around the map, right? Even in the early game. And you, as a Tiny, you're going to want to take the Tome first. It's going to be your goal to get level 8 as fast as you can, so you have the max Avalanche and the toss. You don't need your grow at all, because it doesn't really help you do any more damage. But on level 9, you will take your grow, so you get that extra armor, which is really nice. But for now, your biggest goal is to just max out your Avalanche and your toss. So now he takes a Tome, he's level 7, he pushed the top lane out, someone's already rotating there, he goes middle first. And you can see he also got a Fated Brooch. This is so good on Tiny. Movement speed, mana, very nice. And he also bought himself a smoke. So normally, I want to pause here for a second. A lot of Tinies at this point in the game will try to focus on farming. Actually, me myself, I love playing Tiny, and at this point, if I don't see anything to do, I just farm, right? But the one difference I see here with what Crit's doing in this game is that he actually got a smoke for himself, and he's going to use this smoke after 10 minutes because he's got level 7 to create himself a little bit more tempo before he starts farming for his Blink Dagger, right? So he's got the mango from the mango trees, picks that all up, got a smoke now. He can smoke up with the sniper, and they can essentially kill anyone on this map at this point, right? And if you kill somebody, then that opens up the map for all your teammates and can't allow the enemy to kill you either. So he actually buys himself a smoke, and this is something that I myself, you know, gotta do more of, and I will in the future. So here they smoke down to the Venom, and just like that, you know, another good kill on the position 1 carry. Why not? Right? And now if the carry was not here, they probably would have went down here, maybe to kill him here or over here or something like that. And this Venomancer is so mad in this game. It's actually hilarious. And he just goes back to base, heals up a little bit, TP's back to a mid lane. Okay, so here while he's at base, we can go to his perspective and we can see what he's looking at, right? Like at this point, like while he's walking back to the base, we're gonna go to his perspective here. Check out what he's looking at, going back to heal. He's gonna look around the map a little bit, see where his next movements are gonna be, and he's like 1,000 something gold away from his blink dagger. And you can see here he sees a big clash happening mid, and instantly he just TPs in. And you know why he wants to TP middle? Because this is one of the most important towers. You want to defend it even if you lose your life for it. And he knows with this max avalanche and toss he can do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, he was not able to toss combo the Leshrac, but he was able to toss the Leshrac in the end anyway, and did get that kill and defended the mid tower, while his allies got enough time to be able to run to the mid lane and also defend it. And because of that play, they were able to kill 4 heroes just like that. So as a Tiny, like, it's really important if a fight is breaking out, like how much impact you can have, especially when you have the max avalanche and the toss combo. And now if you're playing against a Tiny, what you're going to want to do is try to get as much HP built up early as possible so that you don't get bursted to just a single combo like that. And here, this is where after he revived, he actually walks top lane. So this is the dead lane, right? So this is the lane where his allies don't want to go to because the enemy can easily come up here, probably have vision, they can kill you easily. And as a Tiny, it's actually quite easy to go and farm in this area because the enemy is going to have a difficult time killing you. You're very fast, you have a lot of HP as well. And you can use that time where your teammates don't want to farm in the dead lane to farm your Blink Dagger. So essentially, he's not really taking any farm away from his allies. He's still giving the safe farm to his allies over here, while he's making sure that he's able to get this top lane pushed out. And when you have both these skills maxed out, you can just use both these skills on every single creep wave and push it so quickly, and the opponent won't even see you because they see you for like maybe a half a second, but the creep wave dies instantly. So they don't know where you're gonna go next, right? And after every wave he kills off, he just pops another clarity. Right, with 1 clarity you can pretty much kill like 2 waves almost. So you just keep on buying more clarities, and that can help you farm safely, push out waves very quickly. And you can see here he's going to jungle to farm the last little bit. He tries to stack here, it doesn't work out. He uses his skills on both of these camps, farms that up, almost got his dagger now. Just using his spells constantly in the jungle once they're maxed out to finish his dagger. And now he's got his dagger. He's got some mangoes anyway, so he can use that. And as soon as he gets his dagger, he immediately looks for the opportunity to fight with his teammates, right? He was farming for like 2 minutes here. Now he's ready to go battle. He's got a regen. And again, you see, when he wants to play aggressively, he's always playing in the bottom jungle when he's dire, right? In a position where like his allies want to be in, and where if people do walk in, or his opponents do walk in, he's able to punish them right away. You can see here, just standing on the hill, and he sees his allies getting gone on. The Earthshaker jumps him because he's probably playing under a ward here, which is not that good. And first he just wants to make sure that they're not able to kill him and try to back off, and then he'll see if there's anything he can do. He actually jukes him, blinks onto the Earthshaker, combos him, tries to bring him to low health, but he does have a Tranquil Boots running and is healing up, so the Assassinate won't be able to finish him off, so the Sniper doesn't follow through with it. But you can see like his aim in this game is always to try and see like when he can use his combo and bring somebody down to even 200 HP or something, so that his allies can finish him off. And now he sees the action mid and immediately runs towards the action here. This is like the power spikes of Tiny, right? When he gets max avalanche toss combo, and also when he gets blink. And now he's so tanky too. Like Tiny's extremely tanky. So he uses his skills and then he tries to move away from the fight. Because when you don't have your skills up, you can't really do much as a Tiny. You can always bait people towards you, but what you're trying to do is just wait till these cooldowns are up again, and then you initiate once more. So he used his combo on 3 heroes, brought them a little bit low, allowed his allies to finish them off, and now his combos are up again, and he'll start playing more aggressively. He sees the Earthshaker, blink in, combos him, kills him off. Again, rinse and repeat, right? Use your combo with your blink, then back off, wait for your combo to be up again, and go in once more. He got level 10, the 50 movement speed talent. So for Tiny, like the two most valuable stats are actually movement speed and mana regen. Both of these are very, very useful. And now here he's gone back to bottom. He's gonna push out the lane. If people don't come to your lane and you're a Tiny, you can just push it out, no problem, right? And that's what he's doing here. Rotating all the way to top now. And this game he actually going for a 4-staff because he feels he needs to be able to save his allies, which is pretty good too. Against the opponent, they have like Venomancer and stuff, and if you can force your Monkey King when he gets guilded up, that could be the factor why, you know, you will save your team. And that's what Crit's really freaking good at. He knows what his carry needs in that game to carry the game, and he'll buy it. We noticed earlier that he was buying Blads a lot on Tiny after Blink Dagger, and some carries do need Blads. So that's also another option for an item. Other items for Tiny could be like a Yols, which is really helpful too. And at this point in the game, his allies have taken all 3 of the tier 1 towers. They want to go for Roshan, maybe bait out a team fight. And you can see what Crit's going to do here, right? He takes a tree and he's ready. He's ready. He's just like moving forward, being a bit more aggressive and trying to see if the opponent wants to jump him. Because if the opponent is smoking to the Roshan pit, he doesn't want them to fight here. He wants to be the one getting jumped so that his teammates can come and help him or finish the Roshan and he can just sacrifice himself. I'm just going to go back once more. Here he uses a combo on the illusions to make sure they can't see what's inside the Roshan pit. And unfortunately the Shaker gets a jump out onto the sniper, but he doesn't have any skills, so he just backs off, waits for his cooldowns again. And you can see he's just waiting and waiting for his cooldowns to be up again. Odie starts hitting him. He's just going to toss him here, back into the creeps up on this hill, and he's just going to try and get out, save his own life if possible. If not, oh, never mind. He's just going to blink in. He sees an opportunity to cast a skill and maybe help his allies get a kill. And that's what he did, right? He stuns that Lesh. He dies. And then the OD just TPs out. And from there, they're going to get this free Roshan. Man's got himself a nice, juicy 4-staff. Just like that. And the enemy is like in shambles at this point. They're just like throwing their bodies one by one, and as soon as he's alive, his team is so freaking strong. Check out the net worth, 13k on his sniper. He's so freaking powerful. And this is pretty much how you want to play Tiny throughout the game. Like, he's a very good fighter. Late game, obviously his skills become a bit less valuable because they don't do as much damage. Everybody's HP pools are higher, and maybe they have like a hood and things like that. But in those games, you still have high impact with your toss, right? Toss is like one of the most BS late game abilities because you can put them out of position. You can throw them into your allies and you can force the enemy to engage the fight on you, right? So what you want to do, especially if you have like a 4-staff, you can, there's a fight, you can blink in, you can toss someone out of your opponent, then force yourself out. Then the opponents have to engage right then and there. And this game was a perfect example of like Crit, where he had a really bad lane and he did his best to provide as much XP as he can to his offlaner, and then he started roaming once he got like level 3. Tiny, when he's level 3, he has a pretty big power spike in the early game because his Avalanche toss combo can do a lot of damage, but at the same time you can also like toss people out in the mid lane before they get even boots in some games. Like sometimes at 5 minutes, some mid laners don't even have boots, so you can just toss them out and then your mid laner can just punish them because they're going to be out of position. Then you can stun them when they're tossed on top of your mid laner. So there's a lot of small, you know, gimmicks that you can do like that too, and even toss people into your tower and such stuff. But overall, it's such a good fighter in this current patch, can create a lot of tempo for your team. And as long as you keep on buying clarities and chugging clarities, this hero is gonna feel amazing to play because he got so much HP regen from Tranquil Boots. And then he also got a Wind Lace after that for more movement speed even.